to my channel, Niva the Storyteller. My name is Niva, and today I'm going to read a new book, Who Moved My Cheese, for kids, an amazing way to change and win. Once upon a time, there lived 4 little friends named Sniff, Scurry, Hem, and Haw. Every morning, they put on their running shoes and got ready to look for what made them happy. Magical cheese. Magical cheese was special because when you found it, it made you feel good about yourself. It was hidden somewhere in a big maze where there were many different places to go. Sniff and Scurry were very smart and always remembered where they had been before, so they kept exploring new places where the cheese might be. Sniff had a great nose. He could sniff in the air and smell where the cheese was. Scurry had fast feet. He could scurry ahead and get to the cheese quickly. Hen and Haw were also smart. They read books and studied maps to find the magical cheese. Let's try going this way, Haw would say. I'm not sure, Hem would answer. Hem and Haw did not want to get lost in any dark corners, so they went through the maze slowly, one step at a time. Day after day, the 4 friends searched through the large maze to find the cheese. They went to the dark areas and ran into the dead ends, but then they just turned around and headed off in a new direction. Then, all of a sudden, one lucky day, it happened. All 4 friends found something wonderful. What do you think it was? Cheese Station C! They found the magical cheese! It was inside one of the large rooms called Cheese Station C. It had been there all the time, just waiting for someone to find it. Whoopee! Cried Haw. Hooray! Yelled Sniff and Scurry. Hem shouted, there's enough here to last us all forever. Sniff liked the orange slices that smelled nice. Scurry nibbled on the hard yellow cubes of cheese. Hem liked the kind with holes in it, and Haw enjoyed the soft white cheese shaped like a wheel. Each began to imagine what the magical cheese would bring them. Sniff pictured himself playing with new friends at Blue Cheese Park. Scurry imagined himself scoring the winning goal in cheese soccer. He saw himself getting good grades at Bree Elementary School, and Hen dreamed he lived in a great home atop Swiss Cheese Hill. Later, as night fell, they all headed toward their little houses. The next morning, Sniff and Scurry woke up early and laced up their running shoes. They raced through the maze straight to Cheese Station C. When they got there, Sniff smelled the cheese to see if it was still fresh, and Scurry measured to see how much was left. They were satisfied. They were satisfied. There was when cheese of another day. They took off their running shoes and hung them around their necks so they could find them quickly if they needed them again. Then Sniff and Scurry settled in and began to enjoy the magical cheese. Meanwhile, Hem and Haw slept later and later. We already know where the cheese is, Hem thought. I don't need to hurry. Haw yawned. It's comfortable here in my bed. I'll just sleep a little more. Having cheese makes you happy. Then when Hem and Haw finally arrived at Cheese Station C, they made themselves right at home. Hem built himself a cheese chair to relax in. Haw wrote on the wall, having cheese makes you happy. Cheese Station C. Day after day, Sniff and Scurry got up early, scurried over to the cheese station and measured the cheese to see what was happening. But Hem and Haw slept later every day. They did not pay much attention to the cheese. They just expected it always to be there. Can you see what was happening to this cheese? Then one morning, Sniff and Scurry arrived early at cheese station C to find the cheese was gone. They were not completely surprised since they had noticed the supplies of cheese had been getting smaller. They knew that they were going to go back into the maze to look for new cheese. I bet it will be just as good as the old cheese, said Scurry. Even better, said Sniff. He squealed, the new cheese will be even better. Much later, Hem and Haw arrived at empty cheese station C. They looked around. They could not believe their eyes. Hem yelled, what? No cheese? No cheese? Who moved my cheese? Hem got angry. He thought the cheese would always be his, something he deserved to have. But no matter what, he jumped up and down shouting, it's not fair. Haw was just as disappointed as Hem, but he did not yell or stamp his feet. Haw stood perfectly still like a statue. He did not know what to do. He was shocked. Then Haw noticed something. Hem, he said, where are Sniff and Scurry? Hem looked around. I don't know, he answered. I bet they went back into the maze to find new cheese, said Haw. Maybe we should too. No, said Hem, I don't want to. It's confusing out there in the maze. Remember how hard it was to find this cheese? It's safer just to wait until they put the old cheese back here again. Haw listened to his friend and became afraid too. I guess you're right, Hem, Haw said. The next day, Hem and Haw went back to the empty cheese station C. They were hoping cheese would come back. Every day they waited and waited and waited, hoping for everything just to be like it was before. Meanwhile, Sniff and Scurry were sniffing and scurrying through the maze looking for new cheese. Some days they found little bits of magical cheese and stopped for a quick snack. They always left some behind for their friends Hem and Haw. They found a new area of the maze. It was called Cheese Station N. The cheese supply was 10 times bigger than back at Cheese Station C. But Hem and Haw were still waiting back at empty Cheese Station C. Finally, Haw looked at his friend and started laughing. Ha ha! Look at us. We look funny. Things have changed, but we haven't changed. Hem was too mad to laugh. But when Haw laughed at himself, he felt better. Then Haw wrote on the wall, what would you do if you weren't afraid? Haw knew. Let's go into the maze, Hem. But Hem said, no, I don't want to. For a change, Hem did not listen to him. He said, it's time to change and find new magical cheese. Haw shouted, it's maze time, and ran into the maze. At first, Haw was nervous. He did not know what was going to happen. But the more Haw thought about how much he would enjoy new magical cheese, the more confident he became. He felt free. He wondered, why do I feel so good? Haw realized it was because he was not so afraid. He wrote on the wall, when you stop being afraid, you feel good. Haw hoped that Hem might come along and read the handwriting on the wall. Haw even drew arrows to show which way he was going. Then he ran into the maze, and there found a corner, came upon Cheese Station E, and he found nothing. Cheese Station E was empty except for a few bites of cheese bits of cheese. I bet there used to be more cheese here, but Sniff and Scurry probably ate it. Haw said if I had just changed faster, I would have shared it with them. He went over and wrote it on the wall of Cheese Station C. The sooner you let go of old cheese, the sooner you find new cheese. Cheese Station C. As Haw went into new areas of the maze, he found more and bits of magical cheese. It did not taste anything like the old cheese he was used to. Haw was surprised. It tastes better. I'll go back and tell him about this. So he went back through the maze all the way back to his friend in Cheese Station C. When Haw arrived, he found him lying on the floor. Hem! He cried. Hem! Hem said weakly. Haw, I'm so glad to see you. It's lonely here. Did you find more cheese out there? I like with the holes in it. Well, no, said Haw, but I did find a few bits of new magical cheese. It's really good here. Try some. Oh no, said Hem. I don't think I would like it. I will just wait here until they put my old cheese back. Hem, the old cheese is gone, said Haw. It's time for us to find new cheese. I know it seems so scary at first, but once you get along, it's fun. No, said Hem stubbornly. No, sadly, Haw waved goodbye and went back into the maze. Haw was so sad because his friend would not change, but he was not going to stay empty in Cheese Station C. Feeling sorry for himself, he wanted to explore the maze. As he was really believed he could find new cheese. Soon Haw raced along and exclaimed, Aha! I feel good because I've changed. I'm doing something new. It's fun. I like the new me. Then Haw entered the darkest part of the maze. To help him find his way, Haw imagined his new magical cheese. He pictured himself finding and enjoying new magical cheese. He felt better and better. Haw thought, seeing this picture is having a dream, even while I'm wide awake. It seems so real. What do you think your new cheese could be? Imagining your cheese helps you find it. The more Haw imagined himself finding something better, the easier it was for him to find his way. He stopped and wrote on the wall, imagining your new cheese helps you find it. When Haw moved on, he found himself in a part of the maze with new smells and new colors. It was brighter and welcoming. Then Haw rounded the corner and was absolutely amazed at what he saw. Can you guess what it was? Right in front of Haw was Cheese Station C. Cheese Station N. Wow, look at all this new magical cheese, Haw exclaimed. He dove right into it, just like he had imagined. Then he shouted, Is this better? This is better than the old cheese. Haw's dream had come true. He was so happy. Then he heard the sound of laughter. Haw looked over and saw Sniff and Scurry, who were so glad that Haw arrived. Haw realized I should have moved to new cheese sooner, the way Sniff and Scurry did. Haw helped Scurry measure the cheese to see how much is really there. From now on, I'm going to pay attention what is happening with the cheese. Then he wrote it on the wall. Smell the cheese often so you know when it's getting cold. Smell the cheese often when you know it's getting cold. Later, Haw thought about his journey through the maze. He had learned a lot. It seemed that only yesterday he believed change happened to him, like when someone moved his cheese from the Cheese Station C. Now he was really that the best change happens inside of you, like when you believe a change can lead to something better. After thinking about his time in the maze, he wrote on the wall that he had learned the handwriting on the wall. Having cheese makes you happy. What would you do if you were afraid? When you stop being afraid, you feel good. The sooner you let go off of old cheese, the sooner you find new cheese. Imagining the new cheese helps you find it. New cheese, smell the cheese often so you know when it's getting cold. Move to the new cheese and enjoy it. All of a sudden, Hal thought he heard a sound somewhere in the maze. Was someone coming? Had Ham read the handwriting on the wall and found his way? Hal turned his head and crossed his finger for good luck. He hoped that with all his might that maybe his friend was finally able to move to the new cheese and enjoy it. The end. Now you know the story of Who Moved My Cheese. For kids, what do you think? Do you think Hem changed? Are you like Sniff and Scurry, Hem or Haw? Could Haw change his friend Hem, or can you only change yourself? What do you do when your cheese is moved? What could your new magical cheese be? How could you do something new to change and win today? The end. Thank you for listening to my book, Who Moved My Cheese, and subscribe.